Home court is lost. The Spurs steal it. This time, Drexler plays, and oh, what a difference right from the start. Something simply deja vu. Cliff, 2 of 12, 8 points. The Admiral, 4 of 11 from the field. Not much of a factor. Once again, Blazers grab the lead. Can't hold on. Spurs hang around, getting help from unlikely places. But as they say, defense wins come playoff time. Just ask Cliff and his teammates. No gift for the visitors. Not this time. Series tied 1-1. Will Cliff be smiling as the scene shifts to David's neighborhood? Can Clyde do it again? Find out tonight, live from Hemisphere Arena. It's Game 3. The Blazers meet the Spurs. This part of the country, a severe blow today in the form of thunderstorms, lightning, and flooding. Tip-off. Tip-off has been delayed until 7:25. Here now are some scenes of what transpired throughout the day today. The airport is closed until further notice. Some 5.5 inches or more of rain has pelted this part of the country. Some parts 6 to 8 inches. Many of the low water crossings are closed. People are having a terrible time driving. Traffic is horrendous. Much flooding. These next scenes now, some dramatic footage of an elderly man and his wife caught in the floodwaters in the outskirts of San Antonio. Some 200,000 homes and businesses have been without power throughout much of the day. As we told you, tip-off has been delayed until 7:25. The building is not full, and it might not be for some time today. And of all the events that have gone on, this game seems to be on the incidental side. But they still will play the game, obviously. It's Steve Jones. It's the most important game of this series, and I suppose game of the series. Coming up in just a few moments, we go to the public address announcer for the introduction of both teams. We're going to have quite an elaborate introduction for the San Antonio starting 5. Series even, of course, 1-1. San Antonio stole game number 1. Blazers came back. Clyde Drexler played in game 2. You know the story, ladies and gentlemen. All this one must do is play itself out.
Greatest fans to the noisiest arena in the NBA.
Blazers in 1 forward, 6'7" from Houston, number 22, Clyde Drexler. Other forward, 6'8" from Maryland, number 52, Buck Williams. One guard, 6'3" from DePaul, number 1, Ron Strickland. Other guard, 6'3" from Wisconsin, Stevens Point, number 30, Terry Porter. And at center, 6'9" from Seton Hall, number 2, Mark Bryant. Head coach for the Blazers, Rick Edelman, assisted by Jack Shalo, John Wentel, and Kim Mata, the trainer, Mike Sheminsky. Tonight, starting Pizza Hut ball boy, 5'2", Charles Harrell from Eisenhower Middle School.
Y'all ready for this?
was quite an elaborate introduction for both teams, in particular San Antonio. I don't know what this means, Steve, but when they announced the coaching staff for the Blazers, it was Rick Adelman again, John Wenzel, and Jack Shalo.
Well, he was 3 for 3. He didn't get any of them right. So he was ready for his side. He just wasn't ready for the visitors. We'll see if the Trailblazers are ready, and the miscue will only happen on the pronouncing of the coach's name.
The officials tonight, Joe Crawford, Paul Mahalik, and Jack Nee. Both teams poised and ready. The series tied 1-1.
The keys to these starting lineups still have to be the guys that are running the show, Strickland and Avery Johnson. Of course, Avery Johnson's job is to push. Rod Strickland is to try to make sure that he stays in front of them, slows them down, make sure that they get into some sort of half-court set. And Portland, on the other hand, has to have Rod Strickland pushing as well whenever they get a chance to run.
Most people have read and heard about the Robinsons, David and Flip. What will they do in this, the third game of this series? We'll all find out together. We're about ready to toss it in the air. Yeah, give that to Steve again. All right.
That old boy doesn't know nothing about no hill country.
Halftime score from San Antonio. We're tied at 53. Now, you knew that they were going to go to the Admiral. They have done that so far. Blazers game plan about the same, but when but their outside shot is gone, it's not there.
When they have struggled, it has been because they have settled for one pass and a shot, and it's been deep out on the perimeter. You take a look at some of the activity in the first half, and you'll find that the Trailblazers came out of the chute very quickly in an attacking mentality. They made it difficult for Dale Ellis to get off, but Ellis, in trying to make sure that David Robinson gets off, did a nice job of reading the defense as they collapsed. They double up on Rod Strickland. Strickland, who's a terrific passer, looks to the weak side and finds Cliff Robinson strong. That looked like that was going to be the thunder that really would unleash Cliff Robinson, but he's still struggling to find his stroke from the perimeter. Initially, the hope was that Kevin Duckworth would be able to do the job against J.R. Reed, but Reed had come into the second quarter and has done a good job of spinning off of Duckworth, picking up some personal fouls, keeping the pressure on. Once Reed got going, he was attacking, and San Antonio trying to find some early offense. Reed had 10 points in that second quarter appearance. Portland had Drexler come back, and as he did in game 2, came up with some big three-point shooting. 11 points for Drexler in that second quarter to give him a total of 13 in the first half of play. Whenever you have Drexler, you're trying to find people going to the rim, and they finally get Cliff Robinson on track, and the Trailblazers in a tie at 53. So they have to feel good about the fact that the ball game is tied. They dominated about the first 15 minutes of play, even with the officiating being very tight and a lot of calls going against them. And what they have to do is remember the game plan and stay with it. They don't want to have to play outside in. They can get the medium range shot. They certainly want to try to keep some pressure on the big people of San Antonio, who are foul prone. Carr has 3.
Right on. I agree with you 100%. Game is tied at 53 here in game 3, and we'll be back in a few moments.
It's a big game. They're going to come.
and gentlemen, we call your attention to center court. Today at a private reception, Red McCombs was given the Spurs Award. The Spurs Award is the highest award that any person in the franchise or in the community can receive from the Spurs. The award was presented in recognition of Red's 20 years of dedication to NBA basketball here in San Antonio. Here tonight, representing the entire NBA family, is NBA Commissioner David Stern, who has a special presentation for Mr. Red McCombs.
Thank you. I would like to take the opportunity to thank the great fans of San Antonio for supporting this franchise for so long and for so well, for demonstrating that the smallest market can do the biggest and the best things. I'd also like to tell you that I've seen the Alamo Dome, and you are going to have a great time in that wonderful facility next year. None of it would have been possible without Red and Charlene McCombs. And I think that they appropriately deserve the Spurs Award for doing so much to make NBA basketball a part of San Antonio, but more importantly, to make San Antonio a part of the NBA. For that, the NBA thanks you, and we very much thank Red and Charlene McCombs, and I'd like to share with them a book of letters from their friends around the NBA, and especially in the community of San Antonio, telling them thank you for 20 years of love and dedication to the city of San Antonio.
Thank you, David. Actually, this award belongs to all of you fans. You're the greatest fans in the world. We're going to go ahead and do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I can hear you. Go.
You got to wait and see. Not going to tip. They're not going to tip it for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call your attention to Jumbotron for a video salute to the 1993
Gotcha.
Cheerleader of the Year.
Friday. Got to see what kind of job they're going to do here in the playoff.
Wednesday night NBA playoff basketball game 3, halftime here in San Antonio, and the game is tied at 53. I take a look at one of the stats, and I see, Steve, Terry Porter has yet to pick up an assist in this ball game.
I think that Terry has to be more involved in the game, and the way that he's going to have to do it is to be more aggressive and asserting himself at the offensive end. We take a look at the Cellular One fast stats, and we'll find that Drexler is the leading scorer for the Trailblazers. 11 of those came in the second quarter. A good start for Strickland and Robinson, and Duckworth off the bench along with Mark Bryant. David Robinson, and the big story there is he's been able to stay out of foul trouble, give them 13 first-half points, but the big punch for them has come in the form of J.R. Reed with 12 bonus points off the bench. Leading rebounder, Terry Porter. So Porter may not be assisting, at the offensive end, but he's digging back out on the glass. David Robinson is expected to dominate the glass, and you get a big 5+ from Terry Cummings. He also did a strong job of coming off the bench. San Antonio's picked up their field goal shooting. Portland has fallen off that great shooting they had early. Here you look at the rebound. Portland had an advantage with bench points early, but San Antonio and Reed have come back, and they also have the advantage with second chance points. So Portland is going to have to make sure that their people that come in on the game give them a positive performance, stay out of foul trouble, and then do a job of boxing out, allowing San Antonio only one opportunity.
San Antonio coach John Lucas, he stole one. He knew that. And then they lost in game 2. Series tied 1-1. What about game 3, John?
It's a big game. They're going to come and throw everything at us but the kitchen sink. We got to be able to replace everything they throw, including the kitchen sink. I think we'll be all right. We have to understand who we're playing. And that is the runners up for the last 2 to 3 years. We got to find a way to get it done. And, you know, it's great to just come up close and have a good series. But you would like to win if you're going to be involved. So we're going to take it like we'll play for all we can.
Interesting comments from your good friend John Lucas.
Well, John Lucas always has at least 1 or 2 aces up his sleeve, and he thinks that, you know, he's come up with some necessary adjustments to keep his big star in the ball game. As we take a look at the half-court shot here. And David Robinson has responded. So far, he stayed mostly inside and at home. And we'll find out whether Portland can come back and attack him at the defensive end, get him in foul trouble, and then be able to get inside a little bit more themselves. But we have a tie game, and if you're Rick Adelman, you have to feel good that you're in that position, because in other playoff games at the intermission here, the history has been Portland has been down big.
San Antonio again shooting 46% from the floor. Portland at 44. San Antonio out rebounding the Blazers 26-21. And the game is tied at 53. Drexler with 2 personals. Buck Williams has 3. Mark Bryant with 2. Terry Porter 2 fouls, along with Duckworth and Kersey. Antoine Carr leading in that department for San Antonio with 3. Elliott has 2, and Willie Anderson 2. The only ones in serious foul problems for the Spurs.